acid rain. Acid rain, if the acid the lower than pH 5, we call it the acid rain. What sort of acid rain is causing? It usually comes from the high industrial area. Now let's talk about the problem of acid rain. The problem of acid rain, if the acid rain go onto the river, it will kill the fish. If you go to the plant, it will damage the plant. Or if you go to the building structure, the metal or stone rock, and it will also damage the stone structure, the building structure. Now let's look onto the periodic table relationship. Remember acidic oxide, that is on the right hand corner. So all the carbon dioxide, nitric oxide, sulfur dioxide, they are the main cause of this acid rain. Now let's look onto the relationship. As we learned on periodic table, metal plus oxygen form metal oxide. Non-metal with oxygen form non-metal oxide. If you add water to it, it forms into the metal hydroxide form base. As acid hydroxide form acid. We base on this relationship, and now we can construct the equation of acid rain. Look, student, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, they all end up to form acid rain. And now student, instead of maybe we try it to change our focus. Now let's look from the back. The acid rain. What is the first one? Carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. Please know the formula. The second one, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. The bottom one, nitric acid. Nitric acid. Student, please know these three acids. And where do they come from? Carbonic acid, carbon dioxide plus water. Sulfuric acid come from sulfur trioxide plus water. Nitric acid, nitrogen oxide plus water. And now let's look further back. Carbon plus oxygen give carbon dioxide. Sulfur dioxide plus oxygen give sulfur trioxide. And you can balance this equation. Nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas can form nitric oxide. Now, student, if you work in this way, you can construct the equation easier. And the main thing is, please know carbonic acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid formula. And student, please know where the source. Carbon dioxide, the source is come from fossil fuel. Sulfur dioxide naturally come from volcano. From human activities come from smelting plant and burning fossil fuel. Nitric oxide come from the car engine. Student, please know, and we're going to go further detail. Now let's talk sulfur dioxide. If it's come naturally, could come from the volcano, geyser, and this is the natural way to release sulfur dioxide. But most part of sulfur dioxide is come from our human activities. As keep in mind one thing, anything you dig up from underground very often will have high sulfur content. So if you burn fossil fuel, where's the fossil fuel coal come from? Underground. So this coal will contaminate with sulfur, and smelting plant which extracting metal mineral. Where do they come from? Again, underground. And it also will contain with sulfur, iron sulfide or other sulfur. So any come from underground, you will contain sulfur. When you burn, you will form sulfur dioxide. Carbon dioxide, where they come from? They from burning fossil fuel, burning coal, burning petrol, natural gas, or from our car. Like our electricity, where's the electricity come from? By burning coal. That's where our electricity come from in Australia. Nitric oxide. This nitric oxide is come from the car. And student, you don't need to have the full equation, but all you need to remember, this nitrogen and oxygen combine, they form into this called photochemical smoke that lead to acid rain. And you don't need to have the full equation. Now let's talk about solving this acid rain problem. In the smelting plant, nowadays they will install an equipment called scrubber. What is a scrubber? Look at the picture. And when the hot air go onto the chimney, they will go through this scrubber. Now let's explain what is this scrubber. The scrubber, you have two parts. When the sulfur dioxide get chiming up, and it will go through the magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide solution are strong base. So when strong acid mix with strong base, and they will neutralize each other, and then in release, it will come out with a clean air, clean gas, because this is an acid-base neutralizing reaction. Nitric oxide come from the car. That is come from the car, the engine that it emits out. And nowadays, they have the catalytic converter. What is catalytic converter? Catalytic converter, the function is very simple. Inside of it, they just have all the metal plate. And this metal plate, hot air will go in. And when this hot reactive gas go in through this metal plate, this metal plate will act as a catalyst to promote all the reactive gas, like nitric oxide, they're reactive, carbon monoxide, reactive, and nitric oxide, they all reactive gas. When they go through this catalyst bed, and they will come out as reacted carbon dioxide, water, or nitrogen gas, as they will promote all the reactive gas to further react through catalyst, so that once they react, it become harmless gas that you come out.